Hey guys, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of the channels, Dueling Guard, Sleeve Chief, and Imperium Duelist. Check them out in the description box down below and use code SAKO for discounts on all of them. Hey guys, Lucas Sako here. Today I'm showing you guys some pure Mitsurugi combos. This deck did pretty well at YCS Providence just a couple weeks ago. I did find some ways that you can really improve this deck and make this deck more consistent, kind of solve the issues the deck had before with it losing to Droll for one, and also like not having enough starters, being an inconsistent deck. And I feel like I've really solved a lot of those issues with this deck. I'm going to show you guys a couple combos here in the deck list just so I can kind of give you a rundown of what I really think about the deck. This is the main card that I found to kind of solve a lot of these consistency issues and redundancy issues in the deck. This is Lamia. Some of you guys have seen this. It did top a, I think it was Brazil, a Brazil event with this card in it. This card is basically Aramasa. It says when it's normal or special, it adds a reptile from your deck to your hand. That is a level 8, and Habakiri is a level 8. It also has this random effect here that if it's banished, you can target one reptile monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. It's really cool. You can like use Lizard Rose to banish this, make one of your guys like basically undestroyable, and then you also get a draw because it is a reptile here. So very, very cool interaction there. But let's go ahead and get straight into the combo here. We're going to start with just Lamia. We're going to normal summon it, use the effect. We're going to add Habakiri here. Then we're going to use the effect of Habakiri to go ahead and special summon from our deck. We're going to special summon a Saji, and then we're going to go ahead and tribute off that Saji and use Saji's effect to now add a Mitsurugi Prayers. In this combo, we already had to play into Droll, so there's no reason to try to play around it by going straight for a Ritual Spell. We're just going to go ahead and grab Prayers so we can get the most out of our combo here. We're going to go ahead and activate Prayers now, tributing off the Habakiri in our hand to add Murakumo, and then we can use the effect of, we're going to pay 800 and special summon out the Saji as well. Then we're going to use the effect of Habakiri to go ahead and add as well. It's going to get us our Mitsurugi Ritual. At this point, even if our Ritual spell gets like impulsed, we are going to be able to either keep playing or kind of get to a good inboard still. Evil Swarm Nightmare is a card that I think is really, really powerful in this deck. It's one of the reasons that I've kind of switched my mind on where I put this deck at position-wise. Having that card in your extra deck is absolutely phenomenal into a lot of the meta, because even into Raizio, if they start with Special X, you book a Moon that X, their next play is going to be normal Summon Sword, which never feels good, you know. And into Malice, obviously, the card is fantastic. You're able to book a Moon, they're little guys. It's really hard to get them off their field and even keep playing when a lot of their zones are taken up. So we're going to go ahead and add Mitsurugi Ritual here. If we do get stopped, like I said, we can make that Evil Swarm Nightmare card. Next thing we're going to do, though, is if we're not stopped, we're going to go ahead and activate Mitsurugi Ritual. We're going to summon out that Murakumo, tributing Aramasa and Kusanagi, and we're going to get both of their effects. We're going to add back the Ritual spell from our grave, and we're going to go ahead and search for a random Habakiri. Doesn't really matter what you add here. It's going to just sit in our hand for pretty much ever. Now we're going to go ahead and overlay our fours, make our Gallant Granite, detach, search for a Nibiru. This is going to be like kind of the resistance to our board. The good thing that I like about this deck is that it kind of sets up a lot of your disruptions in different places. So like, I'll write that down actually, after we get the whole board set up. But we're going to go ahead and activate the Ritual spell now. We'll tribute our Murakumo, special or Futsu from deck. Now we're going to use the effect of Murakumo, special itself out, and add the trap. And then we can go ahead and link away our Gallant Granite and our Murakumo to make IP, set our trap card, and pass. So what I mean by this deck has a lot of disruptions in a lot of different places is that IP is pretty much the only monster disruption that you have right here. It's the only centralized disruption you have. If they do like imperm your IP or they dark ruler your field, you still have several disruptions when it comes to like using the trap to tribute off your Futsu, which is going to be like a negate and destroy. And then your Futsu is going to come back. You can get follow up that way. Your Futsu is going to be able to revive your Murakumo really whenever you want. You're also going to get a lot of bodies to make sure you don't die. Another thing about Lamia is it's another thing that works really well with Futsu here, because when it does get special summoned as well, it also adds. So you're going to get an add off of Aramasa, an add off of Lamia, an add off of Saji, and an add back off of Kusanagi, as well as a board wipe with this Futsu. If you can somehow manage to get all 5 summons off, you're getting a lot of resources off of that. But like if they stop your IP, you have a lot of disruptions in other spots, and having this nib to be sitting in your hand on top of it is really, really cool. There is some other lines that you can do when you do draw the nib, so you don't have to do the same line, just get redundancy. You can make Code Igniter on one of the combos. It lets you basically skip the step of having to add Ritual spell really early, which basically just means that you end with another Prayers on your field. If you guys want that, I can put like a detailed version of it in the comments. It's not super specific, not super really needed to go into, but it does let you end with Prayers instead of having nib by going for Code Igniter instead of the Gallant Granite. But that's one of the variations of it. And really, this board is going to be not that many disruptions. You have IP either into SP or Dynamundo, depending on what really you get interacted with. So let's just say that's 2 disruptions, because SP banish, SP tag out. We have the trap card, which is a negate and destroy. We have Murakumo field wipe. We have Murakumo hand rip. And then we have nib. So it's 6 disruptions if you count everything like piece by piece. Really, you're not going to get that many disruptions out of it. IP usually never gets as many disruptions as people think it does. One thing I wanted to bring up as well, though, is that what's really good with Futsu is a lot of the time the first thing you want to bring back is Habakiri if it was summoned properly. Obviously, in this example, it wasn't. But in some situations, you do have Habakiri summoned properly, so you can use your Futsu to revive it, which is going to make your opponent's monsters lose attack, and they may not be able to run over IP anymore because their monsters are going to be minus. So that's something to keep in mind. But this is pretty much the end board. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what happens if you open pre-prep instead of opening Lamia. So with pre-prep, we're going to go ahead and start off by activating it, adding the Mitsurugi mirror, as well as adding Habakiri here. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Habakiri. We are going to special out a Saji, tribute it, and then we can use Saji's effect to go ahead and add our Mitsurugi ritual. From there, we're going to go ahead and slam ritual, special summon the Habakiri from our hand, tributing off our Amasa, as well as Kusanagi. And from there, we're going to get Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. We're going to put the ritual spell back in our hand, and we're going to go ahead and search for our Murakumo. Next thing we do is we're going to activate ritual. We are going, the mirror to ritual summon, tribute the Habakiri special to Murakumo, and then we're going to get the effect of the Habakiri to go ahead and add prayers and special summon itself back. We're going to activate the ritual spell now to go ahead and special summon from the decks. We have not done that. We're going to tribute our Murakumo. Then we're going to get the effect of Murakumo and the effect of Mirror to go ahead and shuffle itself back. You can do this to kind of chain block your Murakumo. It's going to help you prevent things like Bell and Ash Blossom on that specific piece of interaction. We're going to special back and then search for our Great Purification. Then from here, you can go ahead and link away the two monsters, our Murakumo and our Habakiri, to go ahead and make IP. The reason you're linking off those two is because we haven't used the effect of Futsu. So if they do nib you, then you're fine. You have the Futsu that's going to come back, basically, in with the entire full board, anyways. But yeah, this is basically the same field here. We have Purification, Prayers, Futsu, and IP. The only thing that's different is we did get to Prayers in this one instead of having nib in our hand. And that's off of pre-preparation of rights. This is not supposed to be our most optimal starter. It's going to be like a consistency booster, as well as pre-prep is one of the best cards in your 2-card combos because it lets you push through pretty much everything. Having this card going second is phenomenal. One thing I did want to mention is that pre-prep is really, really useful for getting your ritual monsters back in rotation because it adds specifically one spell from your deck. That's probably why they put the effect on Mirror to go ahead and shuffle itself back into your deck so you don't have to play multiple of it. But it's going to add one spell from your deck, and then it can add a ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to hand. So you can add back your Murakumo. If it somehow gets trapped in the graveyard, pre-prep can add it back. But yeah, this is going to be your board. It's a pretty consistent board. You're getting to this board almost every single time. Every interaction, every board, this is what you're getting to. But when you do get to the 2-card combos, that's when you see the board start to get better. The 2-card combo that I'm going to show you guys is Lamia plus Prayers. This is going to get us to that better board I was just talking about. We're going to start with normal summon Lamia, use the effect to go ahead and add Habakiri here. Then we're going to use the effect of Habakiri. We're going to special summon out Saji and tribute it off. Then we're going to get the effect of Saji to go ahead and add Mitsurugi Ritual. From there, we're going to go ahead and slam Ritual, special the Habakiri, and tribute off our Aramasa and Kusanagi, and we're going to get both of their effects now. We're going to go ahead and add from deck to hand with Aramasa. It's going to put Futsu in our hand, and then we're going to add back that Ritual. From here, we activate Ritual again. We're going to tribute the Futsu from our hand this time. Now special summon out our Murakumo, which is going to get Futsu's effect to go ahead and add Mitsurugi Mirror. We're going to activate Mirror, tribute off our Habakiri to now special back our Futsu, which is going to get our effect of Habakiri, because we haven't used that one yet. We're going to add Purification, and then special summon that Habakiri from our graveyard. Now this is where a lot of the combos start to differentiate, and you are still protected from nib. Keep that in mind. We haven't used the effect of Murakumo to special summon back, so if they do nib us here, then we have Murakumo special back, nuke their field, and then we can either make like an IP, or do really whatever you want. You have so many things to do. But from here, we are going to go ahead and overlay into Galaxy Ice Photon Lord. This is going to protect us from nib, so if they don't nib us right there, then we have some protection here by going for Galaxy Lord. And then we're going to activate Prayer, tribute off our Murakumo. We're going to add our Amasa from our deck to our hand, and then we're going to pay 800 to special summon the Kusanagi from our graveyard. We're going to tribute the effect of Murakumo, adding another copy of Prayers and special summoning itself back. And then from there, we can go ahead and overlay our 2 Dark level 4s into Evil Swarm Nightmare. This is the card I talked about earlier. This is the card that makes your boards exponentially better. This card is just so broken into every meta deck that's in the format right now. And with this being our end board for our 2-card combo, we're getting to a monster negate that's going to help us play around basically every sort of interaction on our turn, as well as we're going to be able to Murakumo hand rip them if they do have any sort of interaction against us. We also have the Evil Swarm Nightmare, which is effectively 2 disruptions. It's 2 Book of Moons, and it's like very hard disruptions to deal with, especially for Malice, because once their monsters are face down, they don't have a good way of getting them back into rotation. Even the trap cards like TB11, it has to banish a face-up Malice card in order to activate the turn it's set. So it's really hard for them to free those cards that were set that turn. The other thing is that we have Murakumo here, which is going to rip our opponent's hand. So that's like our 4th disruption, is a hand rip. Then we have our trap card, which is going to be an Omni-Negate. We have our Murakumo Field Whip. We have our prayers, which is going to be able to summon back our, if I could find it here, Futsu from our graveyard during our opponent's turn. The last piece of interaction that we really have as well is we still have Mirror in the graveyard. So if you have to go like trap, tribute your Murakumo, remember to use Mirror to chain block your Murakumo. That way they can't Ash it on their turn or bell it or do whatever they really want to. You'll be able to chain block that, which is really, really effective for you. That's going to be it for the combos I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys a deck list real fast, though. So this is the deck list that I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of sort of a little bit weird here. It's sorted by our 1-card combos. So in this deck, you have 14 independent 1-card combos. These are cards that combo completely on their own. Doesn't matter what other cards are in your hand, they're going to full combo you. And then alongside that, we have some cards that equal 2-card combos, like Ritual Spell, having the Ritual Monsters, or Saji itself. Basically, you have a lot of consistency in this deck, and having Lamia add to that is really what makes this deck really strong. One thing that I did not like about Jim's deck list, he's the person that got 3rd at YCS Providence, is he had a very low amount of non-engine, and a lot of the non-engine that he was playing were chummies, right? So if he went first, and they had the ability to push through the board, which a lot of the time they do, the board is really not that strong. And like if you cut off one piece of interaction, like if you somehow take the Murakumo out of play, it makes the board really, really weak, you know? And so you need to have like other pieces of interaction in your hand or your side of the field. Anything that like adds to your board in case they have something that cuts off like the major pieces of your disruption. And hand traps are what really does that. Chummies don't really help with that exact situation because obviously you can't use them when you're going first unless you just pass. So this deck has 18 non-engine, 3 Impulse, 3 Imperm, 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Nib, a Bell, and 2 Bestials. These can really be anything you want. I think that personally these are like the best ones to go in this spot here for the main deck itself. You can play other things if you want. You can technically do Call By, Talents. I think that honestly you do need hand traps though to back your board and stop you from dying. In the side deck, you can play as many chummies as you want. It's different when you know you're going to be going second, so you can play chummies in those spots there. The one thing I wanted to cover in the extra deck, or I guess it's 2 things. IP, I think you should play 2 IP in this deck. A lot of your boards, like the Futsu board, you're ending with like IP Futsu. If they nib you, then you're going to be specialing back Futsu, getting like a prayers. Then you can make another IP if you wanted to at that point in time. It's not like you're like something stopping you from summoning 2 IPs in that same turn. And if you end with an IP after you get nibbed, it makes your board a lot stronger. So I do think you need 2 IP in this deck. The other thing I wanted to cover is these 3 cards right here. Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. This is just like a generic rank 8 monster. It says once per turn, detach, target a monster your opponent controls. Basically, it steals it. That's really cool there, and it's a good like utility card to go into. The other thing about this card, though, is that you can actually just stack a monster on top of it. Galaxy Eyes Full Armor just says that you can put it on a Galaxy Eyes Xyz monster you control. It says once per turn, detach, target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. So now we've not only with two rank 8 monsters, or two level 8 monsters that weren't doing anything for us. Most of the time that's going to be like Futsu and like a Habakiri or 2 Habakiris, whatever level 8 monsters it is. Even I think his name is Wutsu, whatever this Mitsurugi guy is, this bad one that people are playing for some reason, which I do not like this guy. Everyone can attest that I don't really like him. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't even look that cool. We don't like this guy. But if you can get 2 level 8s on the field, you're not only going to be able to take one of their monsters, right? You're going to be able to stack up and pop a card, but there's another one you can put on there as well. This one also says that once per turn, detach from this card, target 1 card on the field, destroy it. This can be any card. This doesn't have to be face up. So we get a face up pop, any pop, and a monster steal off of this. And that's just really, really strong, honestly. The other thing is they're Xyz monsters. So if you do get to a battle phase still, you can still make a Zeus all after doing all of that. So the ritual monsters have a really good like extra deck pool to use. I think people aren't really utilizing. That's just a couple things that I wanted to show off involving the deck though and the combos involving it. If you guys had any questions for me, leave them in the comment section down below. I'd love to answer you guys' questions about why I dislike certain things, why I decided to do certain things, or why I just do things differently. But hey, leave them in the comment section down below. I will respond to everyone that I can. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Thanks. Bye-bye.